Hello YouTube people, in today's video I will show you a really nice watch from Addiesdive AD2084. And before I begin, I would like to say thank you for today's sponsors, AliExpress. AliExpress gave me some bonus money that I can spend on watches for my videos, I was free to buy whichever watch I wanted, so I bought a bunch of watches that I like, and this is the first one that has arrived. So AliExpress, thank you very much for buying me this beautiful watch. So let's begin with the specifications, and as always I did all the measurements myself. So the size of my wrist is 16.5 centimeters or 6.5 inches. This watch of the bracelet, just the case alone, weighs 67 grams. Diameter of the case is 39 millimeters and diameter of the bezel is 38.7. Lug to lug distance is 48 millimeters. Lug width is 20. Thickness of this watch together with Sapphire Cristal is 14.1 millimeter, and if I measure just the side, just the bezel, right there, I get 10.2 millimeters. This watch has Sapphire Cristal, which honestly this is one of the best I have ever seen. In my opinion, this is the best Sapphire Cristal for a watch. Like I know many people aren't gonna like it because of very strong blue anti-reflective coating, but this is actually the selling point for me. I absolutely love it, but about this crystal a little bit later. The water resistance rating on this watch is 200 meters together with a screw down crown and a screw down case back. It has ceramic bezel insert with 120 clicks, and the bracelet tapers down to 16 millimeters, and it has NH35 automatic movement. The first question is, how does this watch feel like on my small and bony wrist? It does feel like a diving style watch on my wrist. There is no way around it. I do feel the weight of this watch, and it does feel a little bit top heavy. It's a rather thick watch after all, and it has rather thick case back, which makes this watch sit a little bit taller, and the case itself is, it has some thickness. It does remind me Invicta Pro Diver. I had several Invicta Pro Divers in my past, and the way this watch feels like on my wrist, it's rather similar, but I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable. I get used to the weight of this watch on my wrist fairly quickly, and it doesn't really bother me, especially on a bracelet. It kinda counterweighs it, it balances it out. It actually feels all right, so can't really complain. And visually on my small wrist, it doesn't look too big. Keep in mind that through the camera perspective, every watch looks bigger than it actually is. So in real life, this watch actually looks a little bit smaller than what you see right now on the camera. So I would say the size for me is actually all right. Can't really complain. Let's take a look at the bracelet and the clasp. The bracelet, the fitment. The fitment inside lugs is really good. There are no gaps whatsoever, no free play at all inside lugs. Very nice fitment. Now the first link is free, as you can see, and usually the gap tends to look not nice on some bracelets when the first link is free, but on this watch it's alright. The first gap, it's not much bigger than any other gap. It doesn't really poke my eyes. It doesn't look bad. The fluidity of the design, I would say it's alright. It's nice. Now the quality of this bracelet, it's solid links, solid end links, and links are connected with pins. Sides are polished out and other surfaces are brushed. Sharpness, it's actually alright. It doesn't catch the pen. It's alright. It's not smooth, but it's not sharp. It's okay. And it nicely tapers down to 16 millimeters. Now the clasp. I like that the clasp is very well solid, you know, it's a milled solid clasp. Even the shelf has some decent thickness. It definitely doesn't feel cheap. It's like solid piece of metal. I like that, and it locks in place very nicely. It's not very big, yet it has plenty of micro adjustments. The design of this clasp is nothing unusual. Most Addiesdive watches have this one, and I like it. It's nice looking, very compact clasp. It's a good clasp. The only problem with this clasp is that every single edge and corner is actually sharp. So if I would do a pen test, where's my pen? Here's my pen. If I do a pen test, it scratches my pen, no problem whatsoever, on every single edge and corner. So that's not very nice, and the clasp shelf itself is also pretty sharp. But you know, usually finishing off edges on clasp like this takes me like 10 minutes while watching YouTube, so for me personally that's not a big deal. What I like is that it feels like a good quality thing. You lock it in place, it stays nicely locked, there is no free play. It's fine. Can't really complain too much. How is the bezel on this watch? Well, the bezel is actually excellent, absolutely excellent. It has 120 clicks, it has ceramic insert, and the action is just so satisfying, so nice. It's not super stiff, yet it is stiff enough to stay in place. As you can see, I can't really knock it off with one finger, and I feel each individual click very nicely, very precisely. It's like some kind of a fidgeting toy, and this is that type of a bezel that you can occasionally just turn because it just feels really nice. And the alignment is spot on as well. About free play, if I rock it side to side like that, zero free play whatsoever. If I try to push it back, doesn't spring back at all. I mean, the action on this bezel is as good as it gets, honestly, and I really like how it looks like. It is a little bit, you know, it has this sloping profile, tapering, well, not tapering down, facing down a little bit. It's slim. It does give a little bit of elegance to this watch. I mean, it's a tool watch after all, it's not meant to look elegant, but the shape, the form of this bezel does have some elegancy, you know, some elegance. It doesn't look, you know, too much like a tool. I like it, okay? Sorry for my English, but I like how it looks like on this watch. I think this is a very beautiful bezel, and if I zoom in real good, let me just show you. Edges are very nicely finished. Everything is done really nicely. And it's lumed. Later on I will show you lume, but yeah, this bezel is actually lumed. Now, the crown on this watch, honestly, it is as good as it gets. In my opinion, this crown is just perfect example how good it can actually be. I really love the design, that it does not have crown guards. I like that it is sticking out a little bit. The shape, the size, the form factor, the engraving, absolute perfection. And the action, you know, it's a screw down crown. It's very easy to grip, yet it doesn't feel sharp. It's so nice. And winding up this watch, well, there is no surprise. It is an H35 movement inside. It feels wonderful. Setting the time on this watch, also, well, it's an H35 movement inside. Of course, it feels great. It feels very precise. And by the way, let's check the alignment real quick. Let's set on 6. Yeah, alignment is great. Now, you know what? Let's check how far from the midnight it is going to flip the date. Let's see. Little bit of quality control. So, okay, 11 p.m., 11:30. Honestly, haven't tried yet, so let's find out together. 11:45, and now let's go slowly and carefully. And come on, Addiesdive, come on. Wow! I don't know, but things like that make me really happy. Well done, Addiesdive, well done, that's so nice. And keep in mind, this watch didn't come as sponsored from Addiesdive. This is just a random watch off the shelf that I bought with AliExpress money. Addiesdive knows nothing about this watch being shown on YouTube or anything like that, yet it performs like that. This is just so nice. Yeah, the crown, everything about the crown on this watch. Wow, it feels so good. The alignment, the everything. Wow, very nice, very nice. Makes me happy. Let me show you the finishing of the case on this watch. So as you can see, sides are brushed. These edges on top are very nicely polished out. The top of the case is brushed again. The bezel I showed you before looks very beautifully done. Lug ends, you know, if this watch sits on a bracelet, there are no sharpness, they feel nice. But if you put this watch on some custom strap, you're going to notice that the inside, these edges on the inside, they are actually pretty sharp, these corners. But it's very minor problem, very easy to fix, so I don't see a problem there. Now speaking about the case, I wish the case itself was slimmer, at least visually. You know what Addiesdive could have done is that they could have done the bottom edge the same way as the top edge to slim it down at least a little bit visually. That would be nice, because right now it's a little bit like a brick, a little bit thick, and the bottom edge does have a little bit of sharpness. Not too bad, nothing. Well, hold on a second, let me actually try. Well, it does scratch my pen actually. Well, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel bad somehow. This engraving on the back, yeah, it does have a little bit of sharpness, almost as always. So I would say there is still some room for improvements. Addiesdive could make this case a little bit slimmer, and this case back is poking out quite a bit, so also I wish it could be slimmed down quite a bit, because you know, that's honestly the only thing I could complain speaking about this watch. I wish it was a little bit slimmer, and you know, if going one step further as well, how this watch could be made even better than that is just, you know, make it out of titanium, make it light, make it slim, make it light. That would be just the best thing ever. But even right now, as it is for current price, as I see, 140 euros, this is an incredible watch for the price. Absolutely incredible watch. Let me show you the Sapphire crystal on this watch, and let me explain you why I think this is absolutely the best crystal for the watch. Because in a previous video I did a video on a watch with mineral crystal, and I got comments from you telling me that you actually prefer mineral crystal over bubbly sapphire because of the clarity. And you know, this Sapphire crystal is perfect example of why you are wrong. Sorry, I cannot mention the brand name from the previous video, and I don't want to show you side-by-side comparison because it was a sponsored watch and it just wouldn't be nice of me doing that. All I can tell you is that the clarity, the anti-reflectiveness of this Sapphire crystal is actually better than the mineral crystal from the previous video. That's how good this Sapphire crystal is. So your point of saying that you actually like mineral crystals better on dress watches than sapphire is completely invalid, absolutely invalid, because there are sapphire crystals like this in the existence. And I mean, just look at this thing. Yeah, you see it blowing out like this right now because I'm sitting in front of huge studio lights, but in real life it performs just as good, even better than the mineral crystal from the previous video. And the whole point of mineral crystal on the previous watch was the clarity and the looks. And I'm sorry, but this sapphire actually looks even better. Now let me show you the dial. And the dial on this watch, well, first of all, it has no dust. No fingerprints on the inside. I haven't found any quality control problems. And the dial on this watch is has a little bit of sunburst effect, which I honestly struggle a little bit to find an angle to show you. It's a little bit difficult to show you. I just want to show you this dial from up close, okay? There is nothing really much to tell. I like the applied indexes. I think those hands also look very, very nice. There is absolutely nothing to complain about. It's simple, it's classy. You know, it's a diving style watch, yet because this bezel is so slim and it tapers down a little bit, it gives off a little bit of elegance to this watch. Because the crown does not have crown guards, it has this very nice shape. It also has a little bit of simplicity, a little bit of elegance. Also look at the hands, simple, beautiful hands on a simple black dial. You know, as far as diving style watches go, I would say this is a rather elegant one. It's not the purpose. You know, diving style watch is supposed to be a tool-like, tough looking thing. Yet, yeah, it looks tough, but it does have quite a strong hint of elegance, at least in my eyes. You know, usually I don't like bracelets, but I think this watch on its original bracelet looks actually nice. And I like that it tapers down so much, down to 16 millimeters, which also adds a little bit to elegance of this watch. You know, strange thing to say about diving style watch, but it has many things that make this watch look a little bit elegant. I really like that. Anyway, in a dim light like this with a bracelet, how are we looking like? This thing is just nice, man. This thing is just nice, simple as that. Just look at this thing, how everything looks so nice underneath this crystal. And the crystal itself, look, it has this a little bit hint of blue right now. Wow. It reminds me soap bubbles when they change colors, you know. I really love that. Basically, it doesn't matter what kind of light hits this watch, it looks just good. It looks just good in any kind of light. And this crystal on this watch, this blue coating, I do really, really like what I see right now. Not much to say, not much to say. This thing looks really, really good. Okay, finally, let me show you the Lume shot of this watch. I have just charged it up, and there are no surprises as well. It's Addiesdive after all, so of course the Lume is great on this watch. I don't even know if I ever had a watch from Addiesdive that I wouldn't like the Lume. So yeah, no surprises here. Lume is great. The watch is fully wound. Let's check the accuracy. Minus 15 seconds. Let's flip it over. How about now? Minus 10 seconds. And right now let's put it into crown facing down position like that. Minus 14 seconds. Well, it's a little bit slow, but considering this is NH35 inside, I'm just happy that the deviation from different positions isn't really that big. Now let me show you how this watch looks like on these straps, and if you are interested in these straps, you can find them on my website, thomaswatchreviews.com. The first one is tropical silicone strap, and that's how this watch looks like. I think this watch looks really good on basically any black strap. It looks just nice, okay? And it definitely feels very comfortable on the wrist. Somehow with this silicone strap it doesn't feel top heavy anymore. It feels more comfortable than on its original bracelet somehow. Let's liven it up a little bit and let's put it on a colorful strap this time. This is the same strap except it's green, not black. I think it looks very nice. It looks lovely somehow. Giving some colors to this watch is nice. Looks really good though. It looks really good. As I told you, this watch looks a little bit classy, so how about putting this watch on a black leather strap? This strap is called Crazy Horse leather strap. It's actually very good quality leather strap. I like it a lot. It feels great. It feels almost as good as a silicone strap on the wrist. And it looks nice. It looks nice. Classy watch on a classy strap. It's a strange thing to say about diving style watch, but I do think this watch looks rather classy. Thick watch on a thick leather strap. Looks pretty good. Looks good. One thing I don't like about the strap, this buckle is just stupid. But the strap is actually nice. I think this is a very beautiful option for this watch. It looks really good. How about vintage style leather strap? I think this strap proves that this watch is very versatile. You can put this watch on basically anything and it's still gonna look great, no matter the styling of the strap. Look, it's a very interesting strap. Usually it looks good only on vintage style watches, but somehow I think it does look nice on this diver style watch as well. Just a classy watch, you know, classy watch, of course it looks good. This is a thick and heavy watch with thick case back. I wonder how it feels like on a nylon strap. I don't know what. Can't really complain. Can't really complain. It feels fine. It actually feels alright. Somehow. I don't feel any discomfort, to be honest with you. And I think it looks great. This is my favorite nylon strap. It's very robust. Well, right now it started to peel a little bit, but this strap has seen some wear. It's a very good quality strap. I really like this gray color. It fits many watches very nicely. I'm actually surprised that this top heavy watch actually feels alright on a nylon strap. And this is another one of my favorites nylon straps. I really like it because it's shiny nylon strap, green, and it has shininess, and it's very soft to touch. Very soft to touch. Very good quality nylon strap, and it looks just so good with a little bit of shininess. Nice. I think it looks really nice. And it's very comfortable. I'm actually surprised how comfortable this watch is on nylon straps. It's probably because of the lug design, because the pin on those lugs is actually right on the very edge. Maybe that's why those nylon straps are not going over too much, you know, and that's why this watch doesn't feel uncomfortable. Let me show you. I don't know, but it actually feels really good on nylon straps. As you can see, the pin sits rather low inside lugs and there are no extreme angles, and this watch actually feels really good on nylon straps. Man, this watch is awesome. I really like it. And we are back on its original bracelet, which I think looks great on this watch. The clasp is nice, the bracelet is nice, the overall design looks very fluid, very nice. And you know, funny thing is that in the beginning of the video I told you that this watch feels heavy, it feels top heavy, but the bracelet kinda counterweighs it and it feels balanced on the wrist with this bracelet. But right now, after trying this watch out on custom straps, I can tell you that this watch actually feels a lot better on custom straps rather than original bracelet. Especially I like how it feels like on silicone strap like this one. It just locks this watch in place, it doesn't move. And with strap like this, it doesn't feel top heavy. It's actually a lot more comfortable than on the bracelet. Also, surprisingly like how it looks like on this vintage leather strap, and it feels great. It's actually a very comfortable option, and I'm very surprised that such a tall watch feels great on a nylon strap, and it looks awesome. It looks awesome. This probably would be my main option for this watch. I'm actually surprised. This watch feels a lot better on nylon strap than on its original bracelet. Anyway, what can I tell you for the ending of this video? I'm actually surprised. Addiesdive quality is still moving up. Watch after watch, it's just better and better somehow. You know, the only thing how this watch could be improved is if they managed somehow to make it slimmer. You know, it's a little bit thick watch. I wish it was a little bit slimmer. They could at least do it visually, you know, just trimming down the very bottom edge, just to make it at least visually a little bit slimmer. And this case back is a little bit thick. I wish they could use something slimmer as well. But it's not a major complaint, you know, not a major complaint. Other than that, you know, sapphire crystal on this watch is absolute perfection. The bezel action and the way the bezel looks like on this watch, absolute perfection. The crown, completely perfect. It's very good example of a very good crown. I like the integration. I like that it doesn't have crown guards. The whole shape looks very classy, elegant. It's very beautiful thing. You know, overall for 140 euros, it's incredible, man. This watch, I don't understand. You know, I had double the price watches of this watch that don't feel any better than this Addiesdive. The Addiesdive is just great value for money. It's incredible, man. For the given price point, this watch is just unbelievable, man. I really like it a lot. I really like it a lot. Back on my wrist, and you stay there. Thank you for watching. You have a beautiful day. Goodbye.